like a lot of New Zealanders, we remember how our rivers were, you know, being able to swim in them, fish in them, not think twice about taking your kids there. We can't do that anymore. You know? Particularly the last 30 years, we've seen how our rivers have changed. We've got signs up now, you can't swim, can't take shellfish, kaimoana, and in a lot of places, very public places of our rivers, there's signs up that says no trespassing. So, you know, our rivers have been shut off. My father's family, 15 in the family, I think, 13 born on the side of our river, the Wairua, Whangarei, and we can no longer take kaimoana from it. Our tuna are gone. We've got hundreds of thousands of cows polluting our river, so things are not like they used to be. All my life I've been reporting in one form or another, you know, by phone call, something going wrong on the river, dead cattle, dairy farms discharging into the river, as I've been paddling most of my life on our rivers, and all of my life actually. And I just realised, particularly in the last 5 years or so, with verbal reports to our council, things weren't happening. Nobody responding, nobody following back with you on the call. You see that the event's still taking place, the detrimental effects on whatever I'd rung up on. And then one particular day though, I visited our homestead with my uncle, our old homestead. We no longer live there now. And we realised just how bad the river was. So I ventured way up in the upper catchment on my canoe for a day, and I couldn't believe how it was. How dairy herds had taken over, no fences for about 40 kilometres on both sides of our river, up the top catchment. Beef cattle everywhere, dairy cattle everywhere. So bad that at one part, when I stopped, I was on my own, stopped to have my lunch, and went to peel an orange, and then I realised the fetid waters that I'd paddled through, you know, got sort of water all over me. I couldn't even eat couldn't peel or eat my orange. And herd of cows came to the other side of the river, stood there looking at me. I took a photo of them. I kept looking at them and looking at my hands, quite hungry. And I started to cry. I could just feel the enormity, you know, of why our river was like it is. Because at that point I just decided, with a lot of help from my uncle, Millan Ruka, my last living uncle, who introduced me to a lot of our riverways, way things we did, our whānau, and together him and I embarked on travelling our waterways and reporting on them. We developed a system of, through a lot of help from a lot of people, just how, you know, we needed to have compassion with the farmers. That was important. Of course, know a lot of them. And yeah, it had to be in a way, that professional way, I felt, that gave the farmers compassion. We would just send our reports to the Northern Regional Council and just identify by way of Google Maps the location in an assessment report, so there's no identification of the farmers themselves. And that way has worked. It's an efficient way of doing it. It's just the hardest journey has been to get the council to accept that they've got a job to do. When a report comes in showing detrimental effects, they have to respond to it.
And are they?
It's been an uphill battle. The last comment we got from our chairman of the regional council was that he didn't feel that we could do anything in regards to beef cattle. I guess he didn't elaborate, but I guess they're not part of the Clean Stream Accord, and our council doesn't have any policy at this stage to deal with it. So that's I see my mahi, my job, you know, is to get them to develop their policy, get these cattle fenced off. Where it's realistic, it's not everywhere you could do that, especially down South Island high country, that type of thing. But particularly in our dairy areas where the cattle are fouling and causing sedimentation and direct pollution into the water, then they've got to be fenced off like everything else. But I'd hope that Fonterra can even subsidise their beef industry, because they're still one in a lot of senses. I just hope that our government can do the same, just a one-off. We're through with farming subsidies, but I think this one-off subsidising of fencing and reorganising ourselves as to how we take care of our riparian and our maintenance of fencing, I think that could be a whole new era. We wouldn't think of getting anyone to do our lawns 30 years ago, and now we don't want to do our lawns. I think we could do the same for the farmers, create a new industry there where they don't have to look after their fencing. It's done at a very moderate cost, with particularly workers, our unemployed. It's a new industry there, I feel, and that they would enjoy. And so it's still part of the forestry type industry, that type of casual labour, a lot of it. Those sort of people. Very important. I think firstly it just recognises people for the efforts that they do, because a lot of people do it without any funding. There's a lot of hapu groups, a lot of Pākehā groups, all types in places you've never heard of. We don't even know what's going on, but they're doing their bit. And so it's just good to see the awards such as this here. Ka pai.